When I met my wife's parents for the first time, her mom threw wine in my face and said, "That's to disinfect a poor man. Her monthly expense is $140,000. My wife laughed, so I smiled and said, "I'm canceling all business with your company." The fancy steakhouse buzzed with quiet conversations and clinking silverware. I adjusted my navy tie for the 10th time, nervous about meeting Lisa's parents for the first time. We'd been married 6 months, but her family lived across the country. Tonight was supposed to be special. The waiter had just poured expensive red wine when disaster struck. Without warning, Lisa's mother grabbed her glass and threw the entire contents directly into my face. The cold liquid stung my eyes and stained my white shirt crimson. "That's to disinfect a poor man," she declared with a cruel smile. "My daughter's monthly allowance is $140,000. You think someone like you can provide for her?" Every person in the restaurant turned to stare. I waited for Lisa to defend me, to tell her mother she was being horrible. Instead, she burst into laughter. "Oh, Mom, you're absolutely terrible." Lisa giggled, covering her mouth like it was all some amusing joke. That moment broke something inside me. I calmly wiped my face with the cloth napkin and looked directly at her father, Marcus Blackstone. He owned Blackstone Manufacturing, the largest steel company in the region. "Mr. Blackstone," I said in a steady voice, "effective immediately, I'm terminating all contracts between Blackstone Manufacturing and Thompson Security Solutions." He nearly choked on his wine. "Excuse me?" I pulled out my phone and began typing. "I'm David Thompson, owner of the security firm that's been protecting your factories, warehouses, and offices for the past 4 years. By tomorrow morning, every alarm system, camera network, and security protocol will be disconnected." Lisa's face went pale. Her father started sputtering. "Now, wait just a minute." But I was already sending emails to my team leads. "Consider your facilities unprotected until you find replacement security. Good luck finding anyone willing to work during the holiday season at our rates." I stood slowly, buttoned my jacket, and placed $40 on the table for the server who didn't deserve to suffer for this family's cruelty. "Lisa," I said, looking at my wife for what I knew would be the last time, "thank you for showing me who you really are. I won't make the mistake of forgetting it." Then I walked out into the cool night air. My revenge had already begun. Dawn broke over my downtown penthouse as I finished my 3rd cup of black coffee. I hadn't slept, but not from heartbreak. I'd spent the night coordinating with my legal team and security managers. By 6 a.m., every Blackstone facility was officially unguarded. My phone started ringing at exactly 7:15. Marcus Blackstone's name flashed on the screen. I let it ring 12 times before answering. "Thompson Security Solutions, David speaking." His voice was panicked and strained. "David, we need to talk immediately. There's been a misunderstanding." "No misunderstanding," I replied calmly. "Your wife called me poor and threw wine in my face. Your daughter thought it was hilarious. Actions have consequences, Mr. Blackstone." He began pleading. "David, please be reasonable. This affects thousands of employees. Our insurance won't cover us without security systems. We could lose everything." I took another sip of coffee. "You should have thought about that before allowing your family to humiliate me in public." Click. I hung up and immediately received a text from Lisa. "What have you done? Dad is freaking out." I called her back. "Why did you laugh, Lisa?" The question hung in the air like smoke. It was just Mom being Mom. You know how she is with her dramatic gestures. I felt my jaw tighten. "So you think publicly humiliating your husband is acceptable behavior?" She got defensive. "You're being overly sensitive. It was just wine." "Just wine," I repeated slowly. "Your mother called me poor. She implied I wasn't good enough for you. And you laughed. That tells me everything I need to know about your character." She tried a different approach. "David, I love you. We can work through this." "Can we?" I asked, because I've already spoken with my attorney. "Divorce papers will be filed this afternoon." She gasped, "You can't be serious." "I'm completely serious." "Oh, and Lisa, The penthouse lease is in my name alone. You have until Sunday to find somewhere else to live. Her voice cracked. You're throwing me out? No, I said coldly. I'm giving you the freedom to find someone who meets your mother's high standards. By Wednesday, the business news was covering Blackstone manufacturing security crisis. Major industrial company operates without protection for third consecutive day, reported Channel 7 Business Hour. Stock prices continue plummeting as investors lose confidence. Their competitors were circling like sharks smelling blood in the water. Meanwhile, I was fielding calls from Morrison Industries, Blackstone's biggest rival. We'll pay double your usual rate, their CEO offered. We want every service package you were providing to Blackstone. The irony was delicious. I was using their emergency to expand my business empire. Lisa's moving day arrived with gray clouds and steady rain. Perfect weather for the occasion. Reporters had somehow learned about the story and gathered outside the penthouse building. She emerged wearing designer sunglasses and a silk scarf, trying to hide from the cameras. The moving truck was smaller than she'd expected. Most of the furniture belonged to me. She spotted me across the street under an umbrella and marched over, her heels clicking angrily on the wet pavement. Did you call the news? She demanded. You're making me look like a fool. I shrugged casually. Your mother bragged about your $140,000 monthly budget. I assumed you could afford your own public relations team. Her hands were shaking with rage. This is cruel, David. We were married. That has to count for something. I handed her a manila envelope. What's this? She asked suspiciously. She opened it to find divorce documents, property division papers, and a restraining order application. Everything's already been processed through the courts, I explained. You'll receive official notification Monday morning. The color drained from her face. A restraining order? You think I'm dangerous. I think you're toxic, I said simply, just like your mother. This ensures you won't be able to manipulate or harass me during the divorce proceedings. The movers finished loading her belongings. She had nowhere to go except back to her parents' house, assuming they still had one after their company's collapse. That weekend, Forbes magazine published an article titled David Thompson, From Doormat to Millionaire in 1 Week. The piece detailed how I'd leveraged the Blackstone contract termination into 5 new major clients. My phone was ringing constantly with interview requests and business opportunities. Social media exploded with support. Hashtag Winegate became a trending topic, with thousands of people sharing their own stories of being mistreated by wealthy families. Marriage counselors were booking me for speaking engagements about recognizing toxic relationships. I was becoming an accidental spokesman for self-respect and dignity. Lisa, meanwhile, had gone completely silent on all her social media accounts. Her mother was photographed being escorted from Blackstone headquarters by security guards. Marcus had been voted out by his own board of directors. My quiet revenge had become a public spectacle. 3 weeks passed peacefully. My business was thriving. My divorce was proceeding smoothly, and I was finally sleeping well again. Then Lisa appeared in my office lobby on a rainy Thursday morning. My receptionist buzzed me nervously. Mr. Thompson, your ex-wife is here. She's very upset and demanding to see you. I sighed heavily. Send her in, but call security and have them wait outside my door. Lisa burst through my office entrance, looking nothing like the polished woman I'd married. Her expensive clothes were wrinkled, her makeup was smeared, and her usually perfect hair was a mess. David, please, she gasped, out of breath from running. Just give me 5 minutes to explain. I leaned back in my leather chair and checked my watch. You have 3 minutes. She collapsed into the chair across from my desk. I made a terrible mistake. Mom poisoned me against you. She made me believe I deserved better, that I should trade up to someone with more money and status. I listened without expression. She continued desperately. But I was wrong. When your contracts disappeared, everything fell apart. Dad's company is bankrupt. We lost a family estate. Mom moved to Florida to live with her sister. And me? I'm working at a coffee shop just to pay rent on a studio apartment. That sounds challenging, I said neutrally. She leaned forward eagerly. David, I know I don't deserve it, but I'm begging you to take me back. I'll be different this time. I'll defend you against anyone who tries to hurt you. I'll be the wife you deserve from the beginning. I opened my desk drawer and pulled out a folder. Here's my final offer, I said, sliding across the mahogany surface. Her hands trembled as she opened it. Inside were updated restraining order documents and a bill for damages her family had caused to my reputation and business relationships. She looked up with tears streaming down her face. You're serious about this? Completely serious, I confirmed. I warned you never to contact me again. This visit violates our separation agreement and shows you still don't respect boundaries. She began sobbing uncontrollably. But I love you. Doesn't 8 years together mean anything? I pressed the intercom button. Security! Please escort Mrs. Blackstone from the building. 2 uniformed guards entered immediately. She tried one last desperate plea as they approached. David, please, give me one more chance. I'll do anything. I looked at her with calm finality. You had your chance at that restaurant. You chose to laugh instead of love. That choice has consequences. As they escorted her toward the door, she turned back with wild eyes. You'll regret this. You'll be alone forever. I returned to my computer screen. I'd rather be alone than be with someone who doesn't respect me. The door closed behind her with a soft click. Silence returned to my office like a warm blanket. My phone immediately buzzed with a text from a new client in California. Ready to discuss the West Coast expansion contract? I smiled and typed back, absolutely. Let's schedule a video call for this afternoon. Through my floor-to-ceiling windows, the city sparkled in the afternoon sunlight. That evening, I received an email from my attorney. Restraining order has been approved and served. Lisa Blackstone is now legally prohibited from contacting you through any means. I poured myself a glass of wine. Good wine, not the cheap stuff her mother had thrown, and toasted my newfound freedom. The news cycle had moved on to other stories, but my business continued growing. 3 more companies had signed security contracts with me. I was being invited to speak at business conferences about turning adversity into opportunity. My personal story had become an inspiration to others who've been bullied or belittled. I thought about sending Lisa's family a thank you card. After all, their cruelty had revealed Lisa's true character and launched my business into unprecedented success. Sometimes the worst moments in life become the doorways to the best chapters. I was living proof of that transformation. My phone rang one final time that day. It was my business partner calling about our expansion into international markets. David, we've got companies in London and Tokyo wanting to hire us. Are you ready to go global? I grinned widely. Let's do it. Today, Lisa Blackstone works double shifts at a downtown coffee shop, living paycheck to paycheck in a tiny apartment. The wealthy friends who encouraged her laughter that fateful night all disappeared when her family's money vanished. Blackstone Manufacturing was sold to competitors for pennies on the dollar. Marcus Blackstone now works as a consultant, trying to rebuild his reputation one small contract at a time. David Thompson's security empire spans 3 continents. He's married to Dr. Sarah Chun, a brilliant surgeon who treats him with respect and kindness. They met at a charity fundraiser where David was the keynote speaker about overcoming adversity through dignity and self-worth. The moral of the story? Never underestimate the power of respect. Never laugh when someone is being humiliated, because the quiet person you're mocking might just be the one holding your future in their hands. Kindness costs nothing, but cruelty can cost you everything. Was David's revenge justified? Share your thoughts below. Subscribe to this channel for more incredible stories of justice and karma.